401ks. 401ks are an interesting investment structure. If we look back in time a little bit, we used to all have pensions, or not all of us, but it was the common way to save for retirement. And the people that ran those pension funds, they were some of the brightest minds in America because it was a pooling of money. There was a huge basket of money. And then we had the top of the line people managing that. Well, what we've learned is that it's very, very challenging to structure dollars in a fluctuating market and be able to deliver on promises when our employees retire. And so rather than the company take on the liability, they've decided to create what's called 401ks, which is basically nothing more than, instead of the company being responsible for your retirement, they set up you in a structure where you can invest into your own retirement, because ultimately if you don't have enough, it's your problem, not theirs. So there's this whole evolution thing that's going on where the client or the employee is the one who has the onus of making sure that their dollars are being managed the way that they need to be managed. Just like everything else though, there's life. Life gets in the way. So if the employer is setting up a 401k for our benefit, for our behalf, for our future, our retirement, do you think that our employer wants us to spend all of our time managing that money, or they want us to go back to work? So a lot of times the focus has been taken away from what the underlying assets inside of the 401k are and how they're managed. It's taken a long time, but there are actually some solutions around the country now where you can pay to have financial advice provided to you in your 401k. Now, this is the point where clients typically say, Travis, but I have somebody at work and they help me with the investments. Stop and pause for a minute. When you've dealt with that person, were they more of a plan administrator, or were they really guiding you on the investments? See, what typically happens is they have a plan administrator, somebody who helps you get into the plan, get out of the plan, answer questions about the plan. But the actual management inside of the 401k is, I'm sure some companies out there do it, but it's definitely not the norm. So what can I teach you that you can take and learn and use and provide value in your life? There's two that I really like. There's one out there that it works out to be about $7 a month, and they provide monthly analysis and quarterly recommendations on rebalancing your specific 401k. The hard part about 401ks is they're all different. What's inside of them is all different. And so when you can actually have a company that can go in and I have nothing to do with this, I don't make any money on this, this is me just sharing, let me get that out of the way. But some of these groups out there that provide this service, do you think it provides value? And it's $7 and change a month, is that something that you would want? Whether you do or you don't, I think it's important that you know that kind of stuff's out there. On top of that, when you get to a certain age, and it does fluctuate because all the plans are different, you actually are allowed to open up, they call brokerage windows. And that means that you can have an advisor or a broker reach in and provide a little bit more guidance on the investments, right? A little bit more hand-holding, because as you get closer to retirement, it becomes more and more important that, God forbid, the market takes a dip on the time when you're supposed to be retiring, that retirement gets delayed. And so as you get closer to retirement, I would say that it becomes far more important that you make sure that what's going on inside of your 401k is monitored and managed to make sure that you do get to retirement with enough money to have a great time in retirement, because we don't work all those years so that we can have a miserable time, right? So protect your money. Understand that there are solutions out there that can help. And if we can be of any service, let us know.